I got 3D printer problems. Today we're gonna try to fix them. I got 3 things I'm gonna do. Check it out. First, let me show you the problem. This is a gymnastics ring I've been trying to print. I tried a couple times. The first one came out like this. Obviously, I have some kind of an issue. I thought it was like a build plate adhesion issue. Second time I tried it, I changed some print settings and came out with this. Obviously, this did not work. So we're gonna try it again. I even tried a third time and I tried changing to red filament and I realized right away it wasn't gonna work. So what we're gonna try to do today is fix that bed adhesion issue. I think it's kind of a combination of multiple issues. So here's the game plan. First, I'm going to, it's springtime here and it's more humid. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace the desiccant in the AMS. This will help keep the filament drier and it should print better with that. So I'm gonna do it this old-fashioned way. We'll show you that in a minute. The second thing I'm gonna do is replace the hot end on my printer. I've had some issues in the past and I think there might be something going on in the nozzle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the entire hot end assembly. So I have a box of that as well. And then while I'm at it, while I'm doing all those things, I've also got this light kit that you can install inside the printer and it should make, the visuals of the inside of the printer a little bit brighter. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Lights, nozzle, desiccant. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is turn off the printer and I'm going to replace the desiccant first. That's the easiest thing to do. I actually kind of need to just get this out of the way so I can work on other things on the printer. So let's get that started first. I'm gonna unplug the AMS from the printer. All right, so I'm gonna start with the easiest thing to do. This is super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and actually remove the filaments that I have in here. Inside the AMS, you can see we pull out all 4 of these filaments. This one is still in place, this little spool here, because it is actually fed all the way into the hot end of the printer. So it's actually all the way to the nozzle. So I can't take it out right now because my nozzle is not hot. So just pull it out of the way. Now these 2 little packs here are the desiccant that comes with the AMS. This is a new kit of desiccant that comes in these little bags. So the process is super simple. Pull out the little cover, open up your fresh packets. This is soft, right? Like this has actually been absorbing humidity out of the AMS for quite some time. And this one's hard. This is basically a hard, fresh desiccant packet. So you can definitely tell these have absorbed a lot of humidity since I got them. And all you do is open it up and put it in that slot. And sometimes you have to, it's a little bit awkward. You have to kind of smash it in there and it's a little weird, but if you put it in there the right way, you can get this little cover to close on it and it'll click in. So that one's in, and up, throw it in the hole. So that job is done. And then the final step is to just put it back together. All right, job number 1 is complete. I'll clean up, go on to the next thing. Let's open the hot end. The main reason I'm opening this up is so that I can see what all came with this item. There's the hot end. It comes with the nozzle. There's a little boot. There's a little rubber boot here. That's what this black piece is that you see. This is a fan, 0.4 millimeter nozzle that goes through this, basically a heat, dissipates heat. We're gonna pull this out of there and replace it. First step is to pull this cover off, and then you're gonna unplug that cover and set that off to the side. And then right here you can see we're gonna replace that with this. You can see how it's kind of oriented. Those 2 holes at the top are where these 2 screws go in. So that's how we're gonna do it, and it's pretty much plug and play. That thing's really dirty. So a lot of people will take these and just replace and they'll reuse these wires and kind of basically restore these and keep a spare on hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep these and hang on to it. Maybe someday I'll get around to kind of restoring this thing. All right, and I also, one other thing I wanted to mention is I went ahead and turned off the printer while I'm doing this work. I'm not really worried about getting shocked, but I don't think it's good for the printer to have these plugged in and removed while it's running. All right, I'll put this in. Not sure how much of this you can see, but now the new one's in. I'm gonna tighten that screw. Okay, got those 2 screws fixed. Now for the wires. First I'm gonna put the one that's lower down, plug that guy in. Got that. Now I'm gonna do the second one. Got that. And then lastly, you plug in this third wire, this third little connector. And then once you have it all plugged in, you should be able to connect it there and be back in business. All right, next thing we're gonna work on is we are going to install these lights. This is a little light kit that has a USB. There's LED lights, and then at the end of it, there's a USB cord, and then you basically install them on the bottom of your cover of the top piece, the glass piece that goes on the top of your printer. So I'm gonna first clean off both sides of this. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's pollen season in Georgia, so we get a lot of pollen, and I'm in my garage. And so sometimes I get pollen all over things in here. And that actually might be part of the reason that we're having issues with the printing. I just used kind of an alcohol mix, alcohol and water, and just sort of sprayed it and cleaned it off. Let's open this up and see. This is a very simple, looks like a real simple USB plug, and it plugs into a strip of LEDs. And the back of that strip, it's just a piece of tape. Let me show you where it plugs in to the printer. Here's the 3D printer. You can see there's the front of it, and then just on the other side of the screen there's this little USB output, and you plug the USB into this end of it. There it is. You can see it in there. That's where we're going to plug it in. So what I need to do is, since it's going to come out of here, I think what I'll probably do is begin looping it around. I've seen some other people where what they do is they loop it around and around the top of their printer, and it shines nice and bright straight down on the print. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but to do that, I just want to make sure I have enough slack so that I can unplug it if I ever need to take the cover off of it. Let's see how that works. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on this corner. Actually, I need to start over here on this corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it on here and kind of follow this inside of this black edge on the top glass piece. I'm going to sort of loop it around over and over again until I run out of material. So let's try that. All right, so I got it all installed. It looks okay. Not as precise as I'd like to be, but hey, it's good enough for who it's for, so let's use it. I'm gonna plug it in and see if it works. Let's check it out. There it is. It's super bright. That is really gonna be helpful. Too bright to look at. Looks awesome. I think that'll work. Let's put it in. All right, so back over here at the printer. Do this as best I can. It's gonna be hard to see either way. Let's plug it in. I'm gonna plug it in that spot right there that I showed you earlier. Okay, that was way harder than it needed to be, but I got it in there. And you can see I still have a little bit of slack so I can reach in, put that on. Okay, so as you can see here, the lights are up there, up above. That right there, that's the cord that hangs, of course the plug. So to get it to go out of the way, you can kind of tuck it up underneath this little cover here, and it'll stay out of the way. So now you can't even tell it's in there. You can see I need to do a little bit of cleaning inside, but the next step we're gonna do, actually, let's go ahead and turn it on, see how it looks. All right, we got it plugged in. Let's turn on the machine. And ooh, already a huge improvement. I can tell this is gonna work. I think there's many ways to do what I just did. One option is to install it kind of around the side. I've seen some other folks do it that way. Let's see how this goes. I think one thing I don't like about it is that now it's plugged in, and so it's gonna be a little bit harder to get this off. So, you give a little. Okay, all is well again. 3 quick changes. Number 1, desiccant in your AMS. Number 2, a new hotend. And then number 3, clean up that print bed. Finally, the thing you didn't realize you needed, those lights. It looks good. You can tell I just finished this other print. Man, it really brightens up the printer. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.